All right, guys, we have a couple companies to go over today that just reported earnings. We have Airbnb, Robinhood, and of course, we have ARM Holdings. Can't forget about ARM Holdings, which I'm very curious to see how that one's doing, as all of these AI stocks pretty much have collapsed post earnings. Not too bad, but I'm sure you guys saw AMD, Super Microcomputer, to name a couple, they reported and their stocks dropped. So we're going to break down ARM Holdings, again, Robinhood, and Airbnb. So hit the like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe, and let's dive right into the video. Cheers, by the way. I got a Celsius, obviously not sponsored, but funny enough, Celsius reported earnings yesterday, and their stock collapsed. So I figured, hey, let me get some Celsius, help the company out. So cheers, guys, and let's dive into it. So the S&P 500, pretty much all the indexes today, the NASDAQ, the Russell, they broke even. Actually, no, wait, the Russell went down 0.5%. Excuse me, the Russell went down a good chunk, and the Dow went up about 0.5%, but we had the S&P and the NASDAQ, those pretty much broke even, and we had these companies that just reported that I'm eager to get into, guys. So we're not going to break down the indexes too much, but let's just get right into it with ARM Holdings number one, which, like I said, AMD, Super Microcomputer, they reported earnings and their stocks ended up falling. So let me see what ARM Holdings is doing right now. And, well, look at that, guys. It is falling as well. Am I surprised? Not really, considering, like I said, AMD, SMCI, those are a couple that sold off post earnings as well. So it looks like ARM Holdings closed at 106, and now it's down to $98 after the bell. So we're down about 8% after the bell here, and it actually got down to $95. So at one point, it was down over 10.5%. So ARM Holdings reported, let me see here, guys, let's pull it up. And see, they reported EPS adjusted, by the way, of 36 cents, which beat the 30 cents expected, and sales also beat. All right, that's good. 928 million versus the 875 expected by the analysts. And it looks like here, ARM Holdings sees Q1 2024 revenue. Let's see the guidance here, guys, of 875 to $925 million versus the 857 million expected. So actually very good guidance above the estimate there for Q1, and it looks like they see 2024 Q1 EPS adjusted of 32 to 36 cents versus 31 cents. Okay, that's pretty good. Looks like here full year revenue, they're looking to do $3.8 to $4.1 billion, all right, versus the $3.98 billion expected. So the lower end of that range is actually under the estimate, which isn't the end of the world, but things like that could potentially, cause a stock to sell off post earnings, which again, we're noticing that now, and they see full year adjusted EPS of $1.45 to $1.65 versus the $1.54 expected. Pretty good, but again, lower end of the range is under the estimate. It's not the end of the world, though. It's not the end of the world, but it looks like here ARM shares are trading lower after the company reported guidance and financial results, yada, yada, yada. And anything else, guys? I'm not really seeing anything else, but look, we all know a lot of this growth has been priced in, maybe prematurely in some of these stocks, and when the numbers come out, and yes, they did well, they crushed it, no doubt, but maybe if the guidance isn't as strong as expected, maybe not as good as expected, things like that could cause these stocks that have run up so much to sell off a bit more. And at the end of the day, guys, ARM Holdings is still looking very good here on the charts. We're obviously still holding an uptrend, you guys can see right here, and now we're actually seeing a wedge on this 4-hour chart, and now we're down from 164 to now $98. We're down a good chunk, 40% in the past 3-ish months. So this could be one that, as earnings have come out, the cat's out of the bag, let's say we let the dust settle a little bit, this could be an interesting play moving forward. And of course, we have NVIDIA's earnings, which might set the tone for these stocks, over the next month or two. And by the way, NVIDIA's earnings are coming up in about 2 weeks from today, I believe. Yeah, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, we're going to be getting NVIDIA's earnings. So ARM Holdings, guys, let's see what it does here in the mid-90s to about $100 per share. I'm very curious. The next stock here that I want to look at is Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD. D, which you guys can see, okay, Robinhood's breaking out here. Look at that. They closed at $17.85, and now Robinhood's at what, $19, or it was almost at $20. Oh my God, look at that. Almost at $20, and now we're actually consolidating in the mid 18s, which is a pretty good sign here. So the company reported, let me see, guys, then we'll break down the charts a bit further. Looks like Robinhood reported, where the heck is it? Geez, guys, where's it at? Oh, here it is. EPS of 18 cents, which crushed the 5 cents expected, and sales came in at $618 million versus $548 million expected. So they beat EPS, they beat revenue, awesome. And let me see what else. Looks like Q1 average revenue per user, holy crap, up 35% year over year to $104 per share. Talk about a bull market, guys. We're back in a bull market. We've been in one, clearly, when the average revenue per user is up 35%. Holy. And it looks like here, assets under custody up 65% to $129 billion for Robinhood, which is unreal, guys. So let me see. Anything on guidance? But yeah, those numbers are great. They're growing beautifully. It looks like here they see full year adjusted operating expenses of $1.85 to $1.95 billion. Anything on revenue guidance or anything like that? Not really seeing anything. But monthly active users came in at 13.7 million, and that's well above the 11.3 million expected. And net funded accounts came in at 23.9 million versus the consensus estimate of 23.7 million. So very strong numbers if you ask me, guys, which, you know, it's clear why the stock ran up. I mean, it closed at 1780. We ran to 1980 initially. That was an 11% move, and now Robinhood's up 4%, which is awesome. So we can see this stock is breaking out of the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, and notice we have an inverse head and shoulder breakout kind of in the, you know, in the making right here. You guys see that left shoulder head, right shoulder right here. I butchered it a bit, but bear with me. This could be leading for a move back to $20 potentially, maybe over $20 potentially. So Robinhood's looking beautiful. Can't say the same for ARM Holdings, although, again, we have to see how NVIDIA plays out in a couple weeks, right? And kind of how ARM Holdings plays out over the next couple of days here post-earnings. And the last one for this video, guys. And by the way, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube, guys. And if you're watching this on X, hit that heart button or the like button, whatever you want to call it. And make sure you guys follow along for more content. So, yeah, Robinhood looking good. Now, Airbnb, let's pull that up and see, guys. Holy smokes, this thing is getting destroyed right now. So Airbnb closed at 158. Now we're down to 145 after the bell. Wait a second, guys. Down 8%. And the crazy thing is this ran up initially post-earnings from 158 to 166. And obviously, we gave back all of that gain, now that we're selling off. So Airbnb reported, let me see here, guys, EPS gap of 41 cents, which beat the 22-cent expected. All right, what are these analysts smoking, guys? I don't know. Why are these companies crushing all the numbers? I don't get it in terms of the previous quarter. Either way, so they crushed EPS. Looks like sales came in at $2.14 billion versus $2.06 billion. So double beat there for Airbnb. So it's got to be guidance, right? So let me see. Q2 revenue guidance of $2.68 to $2.74 billion versus the estimate of $2.74 billion. So the lower end of that range is a bit lower than the estimate. And it looks like they expect year-to-date revenue growth to accelerate in Q3, so we'll see how that plays out, spring heading into summer. Hopefully their sales start to accelerate a bit there, as they're saying, so that's good there. Looks like Airbnb reported Q1 nights and experiences booked at 132.6 million versus the estimate of 131.9 million. All right, not bad. Let's see, they guide for 2.68. We said that already, not bad. So yeah, guys, the stock is getting destroyed right now. We're back under the moving averages, which we were pretty much for the past couple of weeks, but now we're well under the moving averages. We're free falling essentially. And yeah, we're back under the highs as well from it looks like the beginning of September and the middle of December, where we kind of peaked out at about 150. So we did not hold that as support, which is not good for the bulls. And you guys can see that if I extend it to the right. And to be honest, this might be a little too oversold. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a bounce back, maybe after some consolidation over the next couple of days. We shall see, guys. But overall, those are 3 companies I'm watching: ARM Holdings, Robinhood, and Airbnb. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe or follow along depending on where you're watching this video. And guys, if you want to see me build out my $100 per week private portfolio on Patreon, check that out at stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Check the link down below, or just use the QR code right here, guys. Plus, you get access to the Discord, more access to me throughout the day. Check it out on Patreon. I'll see you guys in there. Peace out.